Now the question number 41. A uniform metal rod of length and mass m is rotating about an axis passing through one of the ends of the perpendicular to rod with an angular speed omega. If the temperature increased by T degrees centigrade, then change in its angular velocity is proportional to which of the following? Coefficient of linear expansion of rod is alpha. So here options are given. So first of all, here there is a rod. The mass of this rod is capital M, which is rotating about the axis at one end of that one with the angular velocity omega, and here length of the rod I will take as L here. But initially moment of inertia I is equal to ml square by 3. So then what happens here? As the temperature increases to T degrees centigrade, then what happens here? Length of rod changes. So length of rod changes to from where to where? L dash is equal to L times 1 plus alpha into T. So now the new moment of inertia I dash is equal to m L dash square divided by 3. So now I am substituting here m L square times 1 plus alpha T whole square divided by 3. I am substituting this value here. Then what happens here? First of all, it is rotating. So let angular momentum decreases by delta omega. So then what happens in this case? First of all, L is equal to L dash. L means what is that? I omega. L dash means what is that here? I dash omega minus delta omega. Then what happens in this case? I omega is equal to I dash omega I dash delta omega. Now here I dash delta omega comes this side and I dash omega minus I omega. So here in this case I dash delta omega is equal to, so here I dash division of that omega, delta omega is equal to omega minus I divided by I dash omega. So that means delta omega is equal to omega common 1 minus I divided by I dash. Then what happens here? Delta omega is directly proportional to omega. That means increase or decrease. That means the change in angular velocity is proportional to where that one again, that is angular velocity omega. So the option is B correct. Now the question number 42. From a uniform wire, two circular loops are made. Number 1, P of radius r and Q of radius nr. If the moment of inertia of Q about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to the plane is 8 times that of P about a similar axis, the value of n is, that means diameter of the wire is very much smaller than I or nr. So options are given. So first of all, here I will take the uniform wire, that is two circular loop. This loop is taken as P and the radius I will take as r. So moment of inertia about the axis, that is I P, and another loop of Q which is having the radius nr, and the moment of inertia about the axis, that is IQ. But here given what is that? That is IQ is equal to 8 times IP. So then first of all, moment of inertia of circular loop I is equal to mr square. Then what happens here? IQ is equal to IP times 8. So then what happens? M into RQ square is equal to M into RP square into 8. Now here M into NRP square, that means 8 times to that. So that's why is equal to M into, that is RP square into 8. So here M N square RP square is equal to M RP square into 8. M RP square cancel, remaining is N square is equal to 8, N is equal to root 8 and N is equal to 2 root 2. So the option is D. Now the question number 43. Mass M is divided into two parts xm and 1 minus x times m for a given separation, the value of x for which the gravitational attraction between the two pieces becomes maximum. So here, first of all, here there is a mass m. I will take that mass m here, capital M, that is mass m is divided into two pieces, that is x m, then 1 minus x m. Then those two are separated with some particular distance. So that means x m and 1 minus x m is separated with some particular distance, that is some x value. So here force of gravitation. So here force of gravitation F directly proportional to m1 into m2. So that means F is equal to some constant k into m1 into m2. So F is equal to constant k x m times 1 minus x m. So here on multiplication of these two, F is equal to some constant k into x m times m minus m into x. So F is equal to constant k x m square minus x square m square. So here to get maximum force, dF by dx becomes 0. So that means d by dF by dx is equal to d divided by dx times what is that here, k x m square minus x square m square. So dF by d, this becomes what is that, 0 is equal to, this is k x m square, that means what is that here, m square minus x square m square, that is 2x m square. So that means m square minus 2x m square is equal to 0. M square here, 1 minus 2x is equal to 0. So 2x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 by 2. So here at this particular distance, the maximum force of attraction between these two particles. So that's why the option is A. Now here the question number 44. Two particles P and Q start from the origin and execute simple harmonic motion along x-axis with the same amplitude but period of 3 seconds and 6 seconds respectively. The ratio of velocities of P and Q when they meet. So here these are the ratios which are given. Two particles P and Q start from the origin and execute SHM. So that means here given particles P and Q execute simple harmonic motion with same amplitude. So that means in simple harmonic motion velocity is equal to a omega. So I will take velocity of particle P is equal to a and omega of the particle P, and velocity of Q is equal to a omega Q. But actually omega is equal to 2 pi by T. But here we will take the ratio. Velocity of particle P and velocity of particle Q is equal to a omega P and A omega q. A cancel. Omega p is nothing but what is that? 2 pi by time period of p into time period of q divided by 2 pi. 2 pi cancel. Time period of q how much here? 6 seconds divided by p, that is 3 seconds. So the ratio is 2:1. So or otherwise we will write here 2:1. So what is the answer for this one? Bombay, that is B. Now the question number 45. A body is executing simple harmonic motion at a displacement x. Its potential energy is E1 and displacement y, its potential energy is E2. The potential energy E at displacement x plus y is how much? So here first of all, body executing simple harmonic motion. We will write that one first. Here body executes simple harmonic motion. But here potential energy formula, what is that? Potential energy is equal to half m omega square x square. But here remember, at a displacement x, its potential energy is E1. So that means E1 is equal to half m omega square x square. So from this, here I want to calculate x value. X is equal to square root over 2E1 divided by m omega square. This is the equation number 1. Now E2, where the displacement of the particle is omega square into y square. So from this, y is equal to square root over 2E2 divided by m omega square, that is number 2. Then afterwards what happens here? What is the potential energy E at displacement x plus y? So that means E is equal to half times m omega square x plus y whole square. So that means here x plus y is equal to square root over 2e divided by m omega square. This is number 3. So from 1 and 2, x means what is that here? Square root over 2e1 divided by m omega square plus square root over 2e2 divided by m omega square is equal to square root over 2e divided by m omega square. M omega square, m omega square, m omega square, 2 cancel. Remaining here root e1 plus root e2 is equal to root e. So now what is the option in this case? This is the option Bombay, B. Now the question number 46. The length of an electric string is A meters when the longitudinal tension is 4 newtons and B meters when the longitudinal tension is 5 newtons. Length of the string in meters when the longitudinal tension is 9 newtons. So here we want to find the length of the string in meters when the longitudinal tension is 9 newtons. But before A and B are given, so those lengths are given. So first of all we will write like this. First what happens means, let initial length of string is equal to L. So first of all L1 is equal to how much here? A meters, and tension is equal to 4 newtons, and length L2 is equal to B meters, and tension T2 is equal to 5 newtons. But here how much amount of length, that is x meters, for T3 is equal to 9 newtons. But one thing remember, tension is directly proportional to elongation of string, that is length. So that means here T1 divided by T2 is equal to A minus L divided by B minus L. But what is T1? 4 by 3 is equal to A minus L divided by B minus L. On cross multiplication we are getting the L value is equal to 5A minus 4B. Now we will take again, that is T1 divided by T3 is equal to A minus L divided by x minus L. So T1 4, T3 9 is equal to a minus L we know 5a minus 4b divided by x minus 5a minus 4b. Now by the calculations 4 by 9 is equal to a minus 5a plus 4b divided by x minus 5a plus 4b. So here 4 by 9 is equal to minus 4a plus 4b divided by x minus 5a plus 4b. In all the left and right hand side 4 gets cancelled. 1 by 9 is equal to minus a plus b divided by x minus 5a plus 4b. So here x minus 5a plus 4b is equal to minus 9a plus 9b. So here x is equal to, I will take like this, minus 9a plus 5a plus 9b minus 4b. So x is equal to here minus 4a, here this one plus 5b. So here the x value 5b minus 4a. So I will write this one, x is equal to 5b minus 4a. So this is the length where we will get the tension as 9 newtons. So option is B. Now the question number 47. A mercury drop of radius 1 centimeter is sprayed into 10 to the power of 6 drops of equal size. The energy expanded in joules is, surface tension of mercury is given 400 into 10 to the power of minus 3 Newton by meter. So here mercury drop of radius 1 centimeter is sprayed into 10 to the power of 6 drops of equal size. So here first of all I will take for mercury drop. Mercury drop radius r is equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. And how many number of drops are there? 10 to the power of 6. But one thing remember here, total volume of small drops is equal to volume of big drop. So that means 10 to the power of 6 into 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to 4 by 3 pi big R cube. 4 by 3 pi cancel. So here r cube divided by 10 to the power of 6 is equal to small r cube. But here small r is equal to capital R by 10 square. So this one we have to remember. This is the small r value. Now one thing remember here, energy expanded. Energy expanded is nothing but the energy expanded in joules required. Energy expanded is equal to surface tension into increase in surface area. So that's why is equal to T means surface tension, N into 4 pi r square into capital R square. So is equal to 4 pi into N r square minus capital R square into surface tension. So is equal to 4 into 3.14 times n 10 to the power of 6 into capital R by 10 square whole to the power of 2 minus, that means small r value I am writing here, minus capital R square into surface tension. So here now I will write all the values here. 4 into 3.14 into 10 to the power of 6 into capital R value 1 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into 10 square, that is whole square, minus 1 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square into surface tension value how much here, 460 into 10 to the power of minus 3. By calculating everything, so we will get the answer 0.057 joules. So where 0.057 joules here? Option A is the correct. Now the question number 48. Water is conveyed through a uniform tube of 8 cm diameter and 3140 meter in length at a rate of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube per second. The pressure required in maintaining the flow is how much? Viscosity of water is given 10 to the power of minus 3 SI unit. So first of all, what are the given values for this particular tube, uniform tube? Diameter is given, diameter D is equal to 8 centimeter, and radius we want to calculate, radius R is equal to 8 by 2 is equal to 4 centimeter. 4 centimeter is nothing but 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters, and also they gave rate of flow of water, that is we will take Q is equal to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube per second. So this is the rate of flow. Q is given, and also viscosity also given. Viscosity eta is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3. Now here I will write the formula, that is rate of flow Q is equal to pi P R to the power of 4 divided by 8 viscosity and L. But I want to write the formula for pressure. P is equal to Q into 8 eta into L divided by pi R to the power of 4. Now I will substitute the values. P is equal to, Q means what is that? 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into 8 into, that is eta. What is that here eta? 10 to the power of minus 3 into length 3140 divided by 3.14 pi, but R how much here? 4 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole to the power of 4. So here 2 into 8 into 3140 into 10 to the power of minus 6, minus 3 minus 3 minus 6 divided by 3.14 into 2.44, 4 to the power of 4, 256 into 10 to the power of minus 8 is equal to, here 2 into 8, 3140, 10 to the power of minus 6 and 10 to the power of minus 8. But here 2 8s are 16, 16 16s are. So 3140 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by 314 into 16 into 10 to the power of minus 8. So here 3140 divided by 314 into 16 into 10 square. On calculation of this one we are getting 6.25 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton meter square. So what is the option for this one here? A is the option. Now the question number 49. A tank with vertical walls is mounted so that its base is at a height h above the ground level, horizontal ground. The tank is filled with water to a depth height h, and the hole is punched in the side of the water tank at a depth of x below the water surface to have the maximum range of emerging steam. The value of x is how much? So first of all, here it is the horizontal ground. From the horizontal ground at a height capital H, there will be one water tank. This water tank is filled with the water to a height of H. From the water surface to the depth x, there will be some hole is punched. Through that hole, the water which is coming in the from the water tank to the level ground. So that hole is present from the ground at a height of, this is H plus capital H minus x, h plus h minus x. So this is the height which is present whole, and the velocity of the water which is coming from here, that velocity v is equal to square root over 2 into g into x. Now one thing remember here, which one we want to calculate here? This is x we want to calculate. So first of all, s is equal to ut plus half at square, but how much amount of distance from here to here? Capital H plus small h minus x is equal to initial velocity 0 plus half into g into t square. So from here t is equal to square root over 2 times capital H plus small h minus x divided by g. So this is the time which is taken by the water to reach the ground. So that means, but I want to calculate how much amount of distance it falls. So that we will take as range. R is equal to, that is velocity into time. So what is the velocity here? 2gx into time, how much here? 2 times capital H plus small h minus x divided by g. So here R is equal to square root over 2gx into 2 times capital H plus small h minus x divided by g. So whereas here root g, so R is equal to, here g and g gets cancelled, square root over 2x into 2h plus 2h minus 2x. So in all these cases 2 gets common, square root over x common, capital H plus small h minus x. So here R is equal to this much value we got. Now R is equal to 2 times root over x times h plus capital H plus small h minus x. So here to calculate the x value we have to differentiate. So that is dr by dx is equal to 0. So on differentiating this value we will get that dr by dx is equal to 2 times capital H plus small h minus 2x divided by square root over capital Hx plus small hx minus x square. So this one becomes 0. So that means this one becomes 0 means what happens here? This denominator becomes 0. So that's why 2 times capital H plus small h minus 2x is equal to 0. Capital H plus small h minus 2x is equal to 0. Here 2x is equal to capital H plus small h and x is equal to capital H plus small h divided by 2. So what is the answer for this one? Capital H plus small h divided by 2, this height. So option is B. Now the question number 50. A steel metal meter scale is to be ruled so that millimeter intervals are accurate within about 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 meters at a certain temperature variation allowable during this ruling is coefficient of linear expansion of steel is given 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6 k to the power of minus 1. So which one we want to calculate here? The variable temperature delta T required. So first of all here given that is variation in length delta L is equal to 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 millimeters, and initial length we will take as L0 is equal to 1 millimeter, but here coefficient of linear expansion alpha is equal to 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6 k to the power of minus 1. But we know the formula L is equal to L0 times 1 into alpha into delta T. So here L is equal to L0 plus L0 into alpha into delta T. L minus L0 is equal to L0 into alpha delta T. So this one I will write as delta L is equal to L0 into alpha into delta T. So here 1 millimeter that is millimeter is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. So 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. So here 1 millimeter is nothing but 10 to the power of minus 3 meters. So here I want to calculate the rise in temperature. Delta T is equal to delta L divided by L naught into alpha. So delta L, how much here? 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 10 to the power of minus 3 into 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So minus 3 cancel. 5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 divided by 10 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So here 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 5 plus 6. So here 0.5, here plus 1. So that means 0.5 degrees centigrade. 0.5 degrees centigrade and again multiplied with 10. 10 to the power of minus 5 plus 6 means 1. 10 into 0.5. So what is the option here? 5 degrees centigrade. So which option is correct here? Bombay. B is the correct option.